Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? It's your boy Isaac,
And this is your boy Bryce.
and we are brothers on tennis. And folks, we have come to the first Grand Slam of the year, Australian Open 2025. Bryce, I am excited about it. Man, do we got some matchups in store or what? Talk to us, brother. How you feeling about this Australian Open? And just in general, how was your review?
Let me tell you this. You and I were just talking earlier in the week, and we were like, the Australian Open starts this weekend.
Right?
It seems like ever since there was a late Thanksgiving, everything has just been compounded schedule-wise.
Yeah.
And but hey, it's here. It's the first major of the year. And I tell you what, this tournament is going to be entertaining very early on. Like I'm saying from like day one, this is going to be a good tournament. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Speak on it, bro. Speak on it. These draws are insane. The men's
Right.
especially. The men's top half.
Yep.
Holy moly. And I don't know if
Right.
it's just because we're in that phase right now where there's just very little margins between, I would say, like the top 50 all the way up to like the top 10. There are small margins. And when you see some of these matchups, you're just like, ooh, who gonna get that one?
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
this is going to be good, Bryce. This is going to be good.
So, well, we've got plenty to talk about, so we might as well jump on into it.
Yes.
Viewers, listeners, you know how we do. We always start this off by going through what we call our first round popcorn matches.
Yes.
These are matches that for some reason or another, we feel would be worthy of you sitting down with a bag of Orville Redenbacher and watching this particular match. And I know for the men, like you just said, Isaac, I mean, I literally could have almost listed every match in the top half.
Yep.
Each match had a degree of interest for some reason.
Yep.
So I tried my best to narrow down, the ones that I identified as popcorn matches so that this show wouldn't be 2 hours long. And we can just kind of alternate if you like. I'll go first since I think I have one more than you. I'm sure we got a lot that are the same.
Oh, yeah.
But the first one I want to call is actually one that I'm not only calling because I think it's going to be potentially a popcorn match. I'm also calling it because I think it's also potentially going to be an upset.
Ooh, okay.
And that is the first round matchup between Hubie Hurkacz and Griekspoor.
Yep.
If you've been following Hurkacz, he's no longer, he split with our guy, our coach, Craig Boynton. And he just hasn't been real on things lately. I mean, he's taken some losses. He has some injuries. And if Hubie is not on his game, and he's got the game to win, of course, big, powerful serve and ground strokes and touch at the net. But if he is not on his game, Griekspoor is not somebody that he should want to face in the first round. And I'm thinking this could be a potential first round upset.
I agree 100%. I wrote that one down. I had that one in flashing lights because Griekspoor has been on a really nice tear. He had a very, very good 2024. He's a real strong player, has great ground strokes, and he matches up against Hubie very, very well. So I absolutely agree with you, Bryce, that this has upset in the making. It really, really does. Hubie, in my opinion, has played some relatively good tennis. We saw him at the United Cup. He played good. I mean, like I said, he took some L's, but at the same time, I thought his game was pretty solid. He's got Nicholas Massou in his corner now. So, and he's always fiery, the Chilean. So, but again, I won't belabor the point. I 100% agree with you and put stars around that one, that absolutely could be an upset. Yeah, great job, Bryce. Yeah, no, I actually, funny enough, when I opened the draw and I initially saw the first match, the first center Jari, I put that one down simply because I don't think it's going to be an upset because again, center. He's center now. But at the same time, Nicholas Jari, when he is playing his top level tennis,
Yeah.
he can beat anybody. That
Yeah.
dude's got some big strokes, big ground strokes. He can match him on power. Of course, he can't match him on the movement side, but I think for me specifically, just because I like Nico Jari as well, I will definitely be watching that match. So I had that one as a popcorn as well, even though it's absolutely certain that Sinner is going to make it through that one.
It's funny because that caught my eye as well, but I'm still feeling PTSD from when I picked Jari to make. I had him to make a deep run in one of the majors last year, and he got popped off like in the first round.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gonna have to tell me something good.
I know that's right.
I go that route
something good. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Well,
so yes, go ahead, Bryce.
So is it back on me?
Well, I'll throw my next one out there, which
okay,
is I had it right below the Hubie Talon Greek Sport. The next one, once again, like you explained, upset potential, y'all. I'm telling you, this one has upset potential, and that is Tsitsipas versus Alex Mickelson. Do not sleep on Alex Mickelson. He is a young American. He is hungry. He has a wonderful world-class backhand. And if he goes toe-to-toe with Tsitsipas's backhand, y'all, and we've seen Tsitsipas in the past. Right. Folks know that when they want a top 10 win, who you going to go after? You either going to go after Casper Ruud or you're going to go after Tsitsipas. One of them two. One of them two. So, and although actually I think I gave more credit than he's worth, because he actually, I don't think he's in the top 10 at this point, but still, I don't think so. But still, y'all watch that match. Bryce, tell me what you think, Tsitsipas Mickelson.
Yeah, I had it written down as well. I mean, Mickelson, American on the rise. Tsitsipas, now that he's fired old pops, he is trying to get back to the potential we all saw in him in the beginning. So I had it down as well. Yeah, I would not be surprised to see Mickelson come through that one. Now here's an interesting one. It's kind of a little bit of a blast from the past type matchup. I had Berrettini against Cam Norrie.
Yep.
Two previous top 10 players, both trying to make it back into the top 10. Berrettini coming back from injury, Norrie coming back from just a bad game. And, I actually am leaning towards Berrettini on this. Berrettini has looked really good on the comeback.
Yeah.
He wants to have his chest out there. He and Isla Tomjanovic's country. So he'll put his chest out a little bit. And Norrie has some down under roots as well. But I just think if Berrettini is playing his game, he has a little too much firepower for Norrie. And Norrie has not been the Norrie of past lately.
And Bryce, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and this might be or come across as being unkind. I don't mean it to be, because I've said this about other players.
Right.
With Cam Norrie, I always felt honestly like he was overachieving. I just, when I look at him and I look at his game, everything is good, not great. And so so when he went off and won Indian Wells and was in the top 10, I was just kind of like, You know what I mean? I mean, I hate to be that way. Right. And so I feel like he's now coming back down to where I kind of put him, if you will. Again, a great player. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to throw shade at him, but I just felt like he was on a very high that I wouldn't expect him to be able to maintain. Whereas Berrettini, having been in the top 10, I see Berrettini making a push to get back to at least close to the top 10. So like you're saying, I see Berrettini coming through this as well, only because, like I said, they're both back on the come up. But I just feel like Berrettini's ceiling is so much higher than Cam Norrie's. But yeah, you're right. I saw that matchup and I was like, I'm gonna write it. I'm gonna write it. So I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Yeah. The next one I wrote down, which I'm thinking about, I'm not sure why I wrote it down, but again, it's a weird one and it could come across as again an upset, and that is Cerundolo against our boy Rick's guy, Sasha Bublik. I mean, you never know what you're going to get from Bublik. and he is the lower ranked of that matchup. But I'm gonna tell you what, he's so crazy that he could get that upset. And so I wrote that one down just simply because not only of the chaos that he will bring to the match, that's why it's popcorn, because it's always must see with him because he's crazy. But at the same
Right.
time, he actually could get an upset here. So I don't know. What are your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I had it down on my list as well. I mean, Cerundolo is a solid player, one of the best forehands on the tour. I think if it gets to a ground stroking game, advantage him.
Yeah.
If Bublik's serve is on,
Yep.
it could be advantage him. So we know we're going to see the underhanded serves and all that kind of good stuff. So it was definitely down on my list as a popcorn match for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So one to see, folks.
All right. This next one, I know you had this one down, Isaac. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Because we talk about this guy, Van der Zandschulp, who is the guy, you never want your favorite guy to have to play this guy.
Right.
Because he will beat your favorite guy. And since they are in Australia, a lot of people's favorite guy these days might be Demon Yora.
Yep.
And, you know, I have Alex coming through because he's definitely, I think, the better player.
Right.
But these are the type of matches that Van der Zandschulp shows up.
Yep.
Ask Carlos Alcaraz.
That's right. Oops. U.S. Open. Oops.
Right. I mean,
right. But it's the truth, Bryce. It is so much. I love Van der Zandschulp. I love his game. His demeanor always just makes me laugh because he's just walking around like he's in a daze, like, I don't know what's going on. But he really has a really nice, fluid game to watch. And I love watching him play. And like you said, he will beat your guy if your guy is not on in the day. And let's not get it twisted. Alex is still coming back off of that, that ankle leg injury that he had last season. So hopefully his off season was long enough that he was able to really get that back to 100%. And you're right, Bryce. If he is 100%, he will get through this match. But again, if he is off by the slightest bit, and mind you, he just got engaged, so that could be all up in his head, like, ooh, what flowers we gonna get, all this good stuff.
Right. Yep.
If he is slightly off, Van der Zandschulp will be like, okay, I'm gonna let you go off so you can do your planning, and I'll be in the second round. How about that? You can go reserve the church, get the flowers,
exactly.
Talk to the preacher, do whatever you need to do. I will be in the second round.
I'm gonna give you that time you need.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
So Bryce, did you have any before the next one though?
Nope.
Oh, so y'all, can we have a moment of silence? This is the worst case of black on black crime I have ever experienced in my life. Ever, y'all. Y'all don't understand me. I was telling Bryce when I saw the draw and I got to that match, I literally gasped. Like, no, there is no possible way that they put my dude, Gaia Monfils, against Pesci Pericard, our new brother. France on France crime. Bryce, it hurt my heart. Speak on it, bro. Speak on it.
Look, and like I told you before we recorded this, I've never been one who has subscribed to the theory or been in this whole conspiracy theory that the draws are fixed.
Right.
But this make a brother think. This make a brother think. Look, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, tell your favorite players to get in the top 32 because this unseeded life ain't for you.
It ain't for you. It ain't for you. No. Come on, man.
Oh my gosh. I don't have no words, actually. I mean, and I can't predict, what's going to happen here, and nor do I want to. And I mean,
it's gut wrenching. It really, really is. I don't mean this, and I don't mean to be overly dramatic, y'all, but like I said, when I saw that, I gasped because I was like, there is no way this matchup is happening.
Right.
So, with that being said, they better put it on the biggest of courts that they have. I don't know if that is Rod. I think that's Rod Laver. They better have that on the main court. It better be a night match. Everybody bring your popcorn, bring your your peanut M&Ms, whatever you need, you bring it, because that match is going to be incredible, and it's really going to be interesting, just really seriously breaking it down to see how Peshikar responds with the serve and how Gael can somehow or another get that monster serve back into play.
Right.
We know he's athletic, but it's really going to depend on how can he get the return of serve back in, because if Gael has problems there, Peshikar is going to go through without an issue.
4-4-4.
Yep. Exactly. So
I know. Let's just keep this one moving.
Right.
I captured the next one as being a battle between two Americans, and I had Ben Shelton versus Nakashima. And the reason why I had this matchup is, number one, whenever you have country mates playing, things can be kind of interesting. And Shelton is the higher ranked one. Shelton is the one that has more name, more star power. He is the one that has more power on the court. But if you were to talk about an American that ain't afraid of none of the other Americans and can beat any American on any given day and has one of the best backhands on tour, that would be Brandon Nakashima. And I say this: if Shelton is on this game and he's firing on all cylinders, he'll win. If he is not, Nakashima will win.
Very well put. That's it. That's exactly it. It's just that simple. Because Brandon Nakashima had a knockout 2024. He is riding on a really nice high. He's very confident about himself and his game. If Ben get up in there trying to play around and get to slipping, you will see Nakashima slide through there. I absolutely wrote that one down, had my highlights on that as well. That one, in my opinion, has upset potential, especially given the fact that he just lost to Jakub Minsik in this warm-up tournament. And that one was a tight affair, a 3-setter. But, it's like, I think Brandon's going to be there. He's going to show up, and I think he's going to try and show out. So Ben better be ready. Saying.
Totally agree.
All right. So the next one, Bryce, that I had was I don't know. Again, it's not like star power or anything like that, but I just am really interested in this match, and it is RBA versus Chapo. I don't know. I saw that match and I was like, I have to write that down. I don't know why, but I do. I mean, RBA has sort of been a bit up and down over the last year to 2 years. Chapo, he's kind of had a falling off, and now he's trying to have a resurgence. And I'm just really interested to see who is going to come through that matchup. And so I had to write it down, because for me, that is a popcorn match for me. What are your thoughts?
It is. I didn't write it down, but it caught my eye.
Yeah.
And you're right. These are two players that are now hanging on to the tour by their fingernails. And something else that you didn't mention is that they have a contrast in styles.
Yes, very.
Which really feeds into RBA. Because RBA plays very well against aggressive players.
Yes.
And RBA is one of those Spaniards who is like, I can play really well on hard courts.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
I'm not just this clay guy. Matter of fact, I don't even know that clay is.
Right, it's his real surface. Exactly. He might be like, ugh.
So I totally agree with you. That's a popcorn match. I'm gonna be very interested to see who comes through that one. I can't call it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up another countryman versus countryman matchup, and this time it's Italy.
Yep.
Arnaldi versus Musetti. And Musetti is kind of like the Italian, behind center, who's kind of doing it and like kind of low teens, early 20s.
Low teens, 20s,
yeah. Ranking wise. Arnaldi is a part of that next gen coming through, and Arnaldi has had some really good wins.
Yep.
And once again, like we said, when you're dealing with countrymen, especially when they both can play,
Yeah, yeah.
that could potentially be an upset. So we'll see whether or not Musetti is like, I'm big brother here, so I'm going to take care of business, or Arnaldi's going to be like, I am not scared of you, and bring your best shot.
Yeah, yeah, I 100% agree with you, Bryce. Had that one down again with my stars because that will be a very, very good matchup. I think Musetti and Arnaldi have played in the past, and Musetti has gotten them in the past. But I
Mm-hmm.
still feel like, again, you can never underestimate a countryman versus countryman battle. And
Yep.
Arnaldi has had some great wins. He's taken out Feast on a couple occasions, so
Yep.
he's got game. And if he comes in with the right mindset, he could pull an upset.
I totally agree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the next one that I wrote down, and this is interesting only because for me, it was like this young man showed up and showed out at the next gen finals this past
Mm-hmm.
month or a couple weeks ago, it seems. And he's actually playing Andre Rublev. His name is Fonseca, João Fonseca. I
Mm-hmm.
was very, very impressed with him at that next gen.
Yeah.
He put in work and he took all of them out and was like, "Give me
Right.
this title." And I had heard his name in 2024, and I think I briefly saw him and was like, "Okay, yeah, this kid seems
Mm-hmm.
pretty good." But when I saw him at the next gen, I was like, "Okay, you
Yeah.
showing me another level." He's got
Mm-hmm.
power. He's got really nice movement, just very good mindset on the court, and because
Mm-hmm.
his ground strokes are so good and so strong, that's why I'm giving him a shot against Rublev. And Rublev
Okay.
has not been the Rublev of old,
He
whereas
has
he
not.
was just he never lost to pretty much anybody outside of the top 10.
Right.
He's kind of getting stolen on by folks here and
Mm.
there, so watch out for that one. Any thoughts on that, B?
Yeah, no, I didn't capture that as one of mine, but I totally agree with the sentiment that Rublev has not been the Rublev of old.
Yeah,
So what does that mean? That means that there's opportunity for
correct.
somebody else. So that could be a very good one.
Yes.
Um, the next one, I don't know. This kind of pulls on my heartstrings a little bit, but we have Sonego, who we know always has the firecrackery type game and just really can be a problem
Yeah.
against Wawrinka. And
Yeah.
we know Wawrinka is, getting a little long in the tooth here and the whole nine. But whenever you've got that backhand,
Yep. Yep.
you've got a chance. I expect for Sonego to come through, and I expect for this actually to be Wawrinka's last year on tour. But if he's trying to go out, in a blaze of glory, he
That might
might,
be the one. Yeah,
yeah,
he
he might
might.
do a little something there.
Yeah, yeah, because he's had success at the AO. So
Yeah.
it's. I saw that one and I was just kind of like, yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good call. Good call on that one. I'll keep it. Pass it. Keep it with you, Bryce.
Oh, how sometimes a matchup can be intriguing just because it's the two names, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And this is where I kind of went with Fonini and Dimitrov. Um, once again, I don't know why we call so many of these people crazy, but Fonini is crazy,
He is.
and
He is.
Fonini is still winning matches out here.
Yep.
And if we know one thing about Dimitrov, we know he knows how to lose a match. And so, I'm look.
Yeah, it's true. Speak the truth. What they
So
say, speak the truth, shame the devil.
right. So I'm just like, I don't know. Would you just be like totally? The Fonini took out Dimitrov.
Not really.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just I'm obviously I give Dimitrov the edge. I think he's been playing the better of the two as of late, but I think anything can happen.
Well, and mind you, Dimitrov had to retire from this last tournament he was in.
That's right.
So I don't know I don't know what the injury was, but he's definitely not coming in at 100%. So like you said,
Mm-hmm.
that can be an upset.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Sure enough. Sure enough. So I wrote down. Do you have any more on the top half, Bryce?
Was that still in the top half?
Maybe not. I don't have the draws in
Yeah,
front. I'm
I
sorry.
have I have three more left. Period.
Okay, I have two, and I
Okay.
think I may have one of yours because this is one of your team Bryce JV people, and that's Jordan Thompson against Kepfer. If Kepfer is playing the type of tennis that we've seen in the past, and we know that he can play, that is going to be a rough matchup for Jordan
Yes,
Thompson because
it
Jordan
is.
Jordan don't got a lot of power. Jordan has movement and he's finessing. Kepfer with that leftiness, go on, speak on it.
I must say I don't know if you paid attention, but Kupfer had to qualify,
Ooh.
and it wasn't a problem. I'm
I,
just saying
I
it
know it
wasn't a
probably
problem.
wasn't.
He was
Uh-huh.
like, "Who next? You need some? You need
Come get
some?"
some. Come get
Right.
some.
So, you know, when I saw that, I was like, "Okay, we might have him back now." And
Yeah.
if you are a tennis fan and want to watch some good tennis, that's what that match is going to be.
Agree. Because
That's
there's
going
a
to be a battle.
lot of variety, a lot of battling. Like I said, I saw that matchup and I was like, okay,
Yes.
okay. So
Yes.
had to write that one down. That is a popcorn match.
Well, and, and actually, and you probably, I doubt you had this next one, but remember, this was a Team Bryce. Uh, did he ever make varsity or was he always JV? He met, I don't know, I can't remember, but who's back on the scene and is looking good,
Yeah.
good,
Good.
like you say,
Good.
is Vasilishvili.
Yeah.
And he is playing Mensik. And if you don't remember about Vasilishvili, he was the hardest hitter on tour.
Yes.
And Mensik, we know he's looking good, but if he ain't ready for that power,
right.
this could be an upset for
Yeah.
sure. But
Yeah.
Vasilishvili look like he's back, he's ready, his backhand is strong, and you know,
Yes, he's had practice.
Yes, that match that's gonna be a good one for me.
I love that, Bryce. Yes. I tell you what, I missed that one completely. I did not even see Basilashvili's name. I guess I was just perusing through so fast. I missed that one, and you're exactly right. I'm going to be watching that
Right.
match big time. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Basilashvili, boy, he ain't no joke. No joke. So, Bryce, the last one that I had, of course, which probably is the one that you have, is Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Jan Leonard Struffy,
Yes.
as we call him.
Right.
Again, a lot of power. But I'm going to tell you what, who is actually looking pretty good coming out the blocks this season is Francis. Is Felix. Don't do that.
Right. Not us.
Right?
Not us.
No, not us. No. FAA is looking really good. Like I said, he did let Truridge come back on him at the United Cup, but he still played some outstanding tennis overall. And he's playing really good this week. So I'm giving FAA a little bit of a shot, in this draw. But I do feel like that's going to be a really fun matchup. What about you, bro?
You know what? You're absolutely right. It was the last match that I had written down for a popcorn match. I do think it'll be a good match until the point when Struff says, "Beep, bye, I'm gone." I do think Struff is going to win this match. I just don't have a lot of confidence in FAA these days.
Oh, wow.
Especially in like matchups where somebody like a Struff who can kind of take the racket out of your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if this is considered an upset, I don't know what FAA is ranked these days.
Yeah,
but
me either, actually.
But if that would be an upset, I'm calling that as an upset.
Wow.
I think Struff takes out FAA, and it might not even be close.
Really? That's one of the very few times where you and I are actually a little bit,
Right.
a little bit different there. So always good to have a little bit of a
Yeah.
little polar.
Right.
Cool. It will be interesting to see because for me, I like both the guys. I'm a Struffy
Right.
fan, so if he is to come through, I ain't gonna be mad at it. But I am kind
Right.
of hoping for a rebound by FAA.
Right.
I'm just hoping he can get himself back on track and got himself engaged. So hopefully that get his mind right and he can get
Right.
back to playing some tennis that we expect him to
Right.
deliver, basically. But we shall see.
Absolutely.
All right,
So
brother.
that, like we said, the men
Pop, pop,
is
pop, pop, popping.
chopping. Yes. So let's bounce over to the women.
How about Bryce?
Oh,
Let's take a little bit of a station break if we can.
yes. Thank you. That's a great idea. So, people, we'll be back in just a sec. And we are back.
Hey.
Let us talk about these women. And you know what? We did not have to go past the first matchup on the draw for some popcorn here.
Yes. Kettle corn.
Sabalenka, defending champion, world number one, feeling good about life, is playing Sloane Stephens. And whenever you have two Grand Slam champions playing each other, that's always a big thing, especially in the first round. And so what I'm going to say, Isaac, is this. Fully expect for Sabalenka to win this match, unless Sloane really wants it. And that's the question.
Well, I mean, Bryce, that's always the question with Sloane Stephens. Does she really want it? I mean, let's be very, very honest. But I'm going to be honest with you as well. Even if Sloane did want it, she ain't going to get it. And Sloane, we love you. We do. But sis, no. Sabalenka is on a whole nother level. And I honestly feel like even if Sloane were to bring that 2017 energy back, Sabalenka would be like, nah, sis, I got something for that. She is the two-time defending champion. Sabalenka ain't trying to play around. She is going to get in there and she is going to work it out. And given the fact that Sloane has lost not once but twice in 2 weeks against Ann Lee. Y'all look at the face. Look at the face. Ann Lee. Back-to-back weeks. She ain't gonna have nothing for Sabalenka. Gonna be like, girl, you're not ready for this.
I totally agree with you. That's the way it's gonna go because and my reasoning is coming from the level of wanting it she will need to be at. Right. I doubt she will be at.
Correct.
So
you're absolutely right. So of course, like I said, popcorn because we love watching Sloane. We love her game. We love hoping that 2017 Sloane comes to the court. But at the same time, Big Sab got plans.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally.
So, and Bryce, the next one, I don't know if you would write this one down or not, because I don't know. These are just two young ladies that, in my opinion, have a lot of potential. And they're starting to show it. I feel like one has underperformed greatly, and the other one has sort of just been kind of doing her thing. And that's Towson against Noskova.
Oh, okay.
Towson just won this last tournament. Unfortunately, Naomi had to retire in the final. But Towson did some good things. She beat Madison Keys on the way, which I know you're like, well.
No! Really?
I know, right? Surprising, right? No, she had a nice little run getting to the finals. But I've always felt like Towson is a player that just has underachieved because she has such a big game, great clean ground strokes, really a nice player to watch. But she's again underperformed. And Noskova, as we know, she's taken out Iga. So she done got some big scalps under her belt. She's on the come up. They're both very young ladies. I think both of them maybe around 21, 22 maybe. So I just, for whatever reason, I like that matchup. And for me, that is a popcorn match.
Yeah, I didn't write that one down, but I saw it and I completely agree where you're coming from on that one.
Cool.
That'll be interesting to see. Well, I'm going to keep it going with the Grand Slam champions meeting in the first round.
Yeah.
And we got Coco Gauff against Sophia Kenin.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is golf is never losing to Kenin in a major ever again. So, although I'm capturing it as a popcorn match because it's two Americans, it's two
Yep.
Grand Slam champions,
Yep.
you could put your house deed on this one.
Bryce, come on now. And you know that there's always that revenge factor, which I feel like Coco is kind of on that tour right now, that revenge tour.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Kenin took her out that first round in Wimbledon, that she ain't forgot that. That's a
No,
scar. And it runs deep. It runs deep. So know that Coco Gauff is going to be bringing her A+ game to that first match. And the way that she has played again at the United Cup, the end of last season, this is a whole new and different Coco Gauff. This is a Grand Slam champion Coco Gauff in 2025. Don't get it twisted.
Right. You nailed it on the head with that one.
Come on. And we're talking about, some big hitters. The next one that I wrote down, of course, and I pray that it happens. I pray that she's healthy and gets over the fact that she had to retire in the final. And that is, of course, Naomi Osaka versus Caroline Garcia. My Caroline Garcia, apparently, because, that's my girl. But seriously, though, if Garcia is playing her brand of tennis, this could be a very exciting match. And if Naomi is 100% healthy, it could be exciting. But for me, I don't know, Bryce. I saw this past week when Naomi was playing, I saw I saw another level for Naomi. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm praying that she is healthy, because if she's healthy, I feel like she might be able to do something. I really, really believe she might be able to make a way. So she should get through that match easily if she is healthy. I'll say that. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, if there was another match that made me feel like these draws are tainted.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, how many times we gonna match these two ladies up?
I know, right?
Against each other, Now, the good news for the situation is I did see Osaka today out there practicing.
Good.
And she, she looked fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I do think Osaka has taken another step up. We know now she's with Coach Muratoglu.
Yes.
So we don't know what magic he's bringing to the table there. But I expect for Osaka to win, but it's just they need to stop with this matchup.
I know.
We got it. We
got it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Right. Now,
right.
The next one I had is, once again, is one of these matchups where it's names. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go, but you got Belinda Bencic, who just can win anything. She had a baby, and she's come back now, and she's kind of like, she has been that updated version of Martina Hingis, right? Yeah. Against, once again, I hate to use this word crazy, but we got Ostapenko, who just
exactly.
All we need to see is Ostapenko and Bublik play mixed doubles. I mean, that's the only thing we're missing.
That's all.
I just I don't have any idea who's going to win that. I mean, it's not like Ostapenko's been burning up the courts recently, and I'll just be very interested to see that match.
I'm 100% with you, Bryce. That to me is definitely popcorn in my eyes. Again, just to see how Belinda Bencic is coming back after having her first child, and seeing again how Ostapenko is just playing in general, because she has definitely fallen off. Her second half of 2024 was definitely forgettable. So it'll be interesting to see which Ostapenko we get and/or see. And even if we got the normal Ostapenko, I'm still not sure whether or not she'd win that match, because again, Belinda Bencic is not to be played with. She has game. So that one will be very, very interesting. Yes, love that as a popcorn match. Yeah. The next one I had, again, like you talked about, American on American crime. Unfortunately, you've got Navarro versus Peyton Stearns, 5-1-3. Don't get it twisted. I don't really know who's going to come through that match, even though Navarro, again, as we talked about, her game has gone up and blah, 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 blah. But there's just something gritty about Peyton Stearns that you just cannot deny. And if Peyton Stearns is playing, if she's playing at her top level of competition, that's going to be a rough one for Emma Navarro. I'm gonna
I
just leave
totally
that
agree.
right there. I'm gonna leave it there, bro.
No, I totally agree. I had that one marked down because there's actually some similarities in the way that they play.
Yeah, yeah.
And they both were, I think, very successful in college,
Mhm.
and that's going to be a good match. I really want to see that match.
Yeah, yeah. Same here, bro. That one will be good.
hmm
Yeah.
The next one that I had was interesting enough is Kalinina
Oh, okay.
against Jabber.
Ah,
And the reason being is Kalinina, she's a great player and she comes up with wins that you don't think she's going to come up with.
right. Exactly.
And let us know if you got to evacuate.
I know, right? Sorry.
Uh, and Jabber, she just to me has really fallen off as a top tier player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I just think she's a risk, and I think other players when they play her, there's not that same fear factor going against a Sabalenka and Rybakina and Coco and Iga. Like you were saying on the men's side, like if I got to go against somebody and try to get a win in the top 10,
Yeah.
give
That's
me odds.
exactly right. Yep.
I just
Yep.
keep her happy and smiling and then, take the W.
There
So
you go. There you go.
I'm interested to see how that one comes out. What do you think?
I agree with you, Bryce. I do feel like Ons is trying to make a bit of a resurgence, if you will. But I
Mm-hmm.
truly, like you said, I just don't know if she's going to be able to get back to that level that got her to like that the Grand Slam final and really
Mm-hmm.
contending and staying in that top 10. I don't know. And she's so likable and I love her game and everything, but at the same time, you start getting used to, the tricks, the drop shots, the things like
Right.
that, the
Mm-hmm.
creativity. And yeah, I just feel like it's going to be a little bit tough for her to find that form again. So I agree with
Right.
you. I think that has that's going to be a good matchup. Absolutely. Yeah. So the only last one that I had, which was kind of like, it's kind of like this is the new like Petra Martic because it's like okay, there go that girl, and I feel that same way about Alexandrova. It's just like you always just sort of see her name, and it's just like,
Right.
but then you watch her and you're just like, but she always there. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
saw her against Raducanu, I was like, that could be pretty interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder who's going to come through that one because I like I said, Raducanu talking about kind of having a resurgence. She was getting her game back together in 2024, so it'll be interesting to see what she brings to the court on in this particular battle because Alexandrova is not one that's just going you can just walk over. So she's gonna have
Right.
to bring some good game on that one. So I wrote that one down, and that was like my last popcorn match for the women.
Okay.
What say you, brother?
I had that one down as well.
Okay.
And so I agree with you with everything you said. The other two that I had,
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
one of them I had was Osario and Sakura.
Okay.
And that's because number one, Sakura can't really beat nobody. But the other reason is because when you are struggling with the game, and I really don't know where Sakura is, and she's taken early L's and I don't know how many of the last majors.
Right.
Osario is one of those ones that just will keep the ball in play.
Yes. Yes.
And I can see Sakura getting frustrated if her game is not on, and Osario is just like,
Right. Right.
you know. So I would not be surprised if if I had to pick, I would pick Sakura to win. But if you came back and told me she lost in the first round to Osario, I would not lose one beat in my chew. It would, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't.
Right.
So um, I had that one.
Okay.
And then the last one I had was Iga.
Oh
Now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
although I fully expect Iga to win, Sidiakova, you're talking about a difference in matchups, right?
Right.
Sidiakova is very tricky, very adept at the net, can have a really nice serving day on a fast surface.
Yep.
Iga should dominate once the serve is in play, but Siniakova has won some nice matches, and it probably isn't the favorite first round match that Iga was looking for.
Right, right. I
So,
completely agree with that, Bryce. Saw that one as well, and like you said, I think I just overlooked it simply because it's like it's Iga, she'll get through that one. But at the same
right.
time, it could get interesting because Siniakova always she just has a good game. I mean,
She
again, she's
does.
world class doubles, and even in singles, she does her thing. So that yeah, that could be interesting.
Right.
Definitely,
Right.
definitely.
So let's do this. Let's take one more break
Yes.
before we head over into our official predictions, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hey.
Um, so Isaac, I think I told you this when we were right before we started recording,
Yeah.
um, and you'll hear it when I say my predictions. Although we had all of these really good, first week matches, I didn't really see a lot that was changing the usual suspects from being down on the business end of the tournament.
Right. Right.
So forgive me if it sounds like, oh, you're just picking all the favorites. No, these are just kind of the people I think that are going to make it through.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel the exact same way. I feel like, the top tier is the top tier. So,
Right.
that's just kind of how it's looking this go around. So,
Yeah.
yeah. How do you want to start it off, bro?
Um, who do we start off with the men last time? So let's start
Yeah.
with the women this time.
All right. All right. Very good. Yeah, go ahead.
So what we typically do is we start by naming who we think our quarterfinalists are going to be, and we kind of take it from there. So, what are you thinking for the women to make it to the quarters?
All right. So I've got, of course, Sabalenka making quarters. I have her taking out Mira Andreeva, getting there. I have her then battling Queenie, Qinwen, Zhang Qinwen. I think she's going to take out Schneider, as I think is who I had her taking out in the round of 16, because Schneider has had a really good 2024, and she's playing some good tennis, good lefty there. The next match I had is, of course, Coco Gauff. Come on. And funny enough, I have her taking out Muhova once again because Muhova, I like I said, I love her game, but against Coco, Muhova just has no answers. And if she were in any other part of the draw, she probably, in my opinion, would make quarters, if not semis. But
Right.
unfortunately, she's matched up against Coco round of 16. She gonna get her papers. And then sorry, and then I actually have Coco taking on JPEG, Jess Pagula, because I think Pagula is going to take out Badosa in the round of 16. So that is my top half. Do you want me to run it down or just stay with the top? You want to run it?
Well, let me match you with the top real quick.
Yeah.
The only difference we have in everything you said, including who they were going to beat, was Queenie. I had Queenie coming through over Vekic.
Okay. I got you.
But
Mm-hmm.
everything else, I'll sign off. So what I'll do is I'll start off the bottom half.
There you go.
I have you're gonna laugh at this. I have Rybakina making it to the quarters over Madison Keys.
Oh, okay.
And then I have she's gonna face Paolini, who makes it through over Katie Bolter.
Okay.
Then I have Putin-Seva making it to the quarters over Navarro. And then I have Swiatek making it through over Azarenka.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So as you just said on the previous half, we have the exact same quarterfinalists, and all but one of the matchups are the same getting there. I had Rybakina taking out Keys. I had Paolini taking out Bolter, and I had Putin-Seva taking out Navarro.
Wow. So what is the difference? Okay, so
Yeah, you had Iga taking out Azarenka. I had
Right.
Iga taking out Kalinskaya, only because I
Gotcha.
just couldn't figure out that one's kind of a soft section, to be
It
very
is.
honest with you. So I'm
It
just like,
is.
I've not seen Azarenka yet, even though yes, she is a two-time Grand Slam Australian Open champion. I was just kind of
Right.
like, I don't know what her game looking like. So I just
Right.
went ahead and went with Kalinskaya. But again, it doesn't change the fact that Iga gonna get through regardless. But
No.
I like that Iga Putin saver. So yeah, bro. When you said Putin saver, I was like, oh, we got the same one. Yes,
we,
sir.
we we share a brain here for sure.
For sure.
So are we? Is it the top four for the semis?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who may not know who the top four are, we're basically saying we agree that in the top half, the semifinals will be Sabalenka versus Goff and Rybakina versus Swiatek.
You got it.
So Isaac, what are you thinking? Who's getting to the finals?
So on the bottom half,
Mm-hmm.
I am actually picking Iga over Rybakina.
Okay.
They faced off at the United Cup. It was a hotly contested match.
Mm-hmm.
Iga was able to figure things out and pull through. I just feel like she is going to be able to do that again for whatever
Okay.
reason. So I put Iga in her, I think it's her first ever Australian Open final. I don't know if she's made it there or not. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the top, I got Coco Gauff going through, y'all. I'm sorry. There is something about Coco Gauff and her confidence. If y'all really listened to how she was talking at the United Cup when she got that second win over Iga, she basically was saying, excuse my French, I ain't scared of these bitches no more. I ain't scared of none of them. None of them. Bring them all. Bring them to me.
Yes.
And I told earlier, I think this is a revenge tour. And like I said, she lost to Sabalenka, at the U.S. Open. I feel like Coco Gauff is at another level right now. You can get more and more confident with that forehand. I see her taking out Sabalenka and making her first Australian Open final. Boom.
Yeah, we split here.
Okay.
I agree with you on Coco for everything that you said. If people listened to our year-end show with Kevin Frazier and Prakash and Steve Wiseman, I predicted that Gauff was going to win the Australian Open and the U.S. Open this year. So I am not backing off of that. So I'll just go ahead and let you know that. So that meant she had to win that match against Sabalenka. And I don't think she's really scared of Sabalenka. She's beaten her enough, now that she feels good. And I totally agree with you. Coco get a new coach and it's good for at least a year. So, but I think because of that match with Rybakina and Swiatek, I think Rybakina takes this one.
Oh, okay.
And so I've already shared what I think is going to happen to Rybakina in the finals.
Right.
And
ditto.
Your thoughts? Okay.
I think Coco Gauff raises her first Australian Open championship.
I agree with you. So the only difference we really have is who she gonna beat.
Exactly.
Exactly,
brother.
Ooh. Come on, Coco, don't get us cross-eyed over here.
Please don't do it. Yeah, don't get out there and get all crazy with Sophia Kenin.
Right. Oh.
Talk about blood. We're not even gonna put that in the
atmosphere. We're not. Let's take that out the atmosphere. Yeah.
It's done. It's gone.
Right.
All right. To the men.
Yes. All right.
Oh,
who you want to go first for top half?
I went first, so you go first on this one.
Okay. So I have Sinner getting there over Battle of the Italians, Berrettini.
Oh.
I have Demon. He's going to face Demon Yor, who's going to get there over Hachinoff.
Okay.
I have Taylor Fritz getting there over Ben Shelton.
Okay.
And I have Medvedev getting there over Rublev.
Wow. Okay. Like I told you, my stuff is a little different.
Yeah.
So, how many did we? Well, we had 3 We had three of the four quarterfinalists that were the same. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
just the matchups that were different.
Gotcha.
So I have Sinner making it to the
Hmm.
quarters. I
Okay.
actually have him taking out Hubie Hurkacz. I actually think that
Okay.
even though Hubie has that tough first round match, I do feel like he's going to come through and make some strides and
Okay.
actually get to that round of 16. So, but I still have him losing to Sinner. Um, I have Demonar, of course, in the quarters as well. I do once again. I have Tsitsipas. I went ahead and picked him. I know
Hmm.
that we put it as an upset potential in that first round, but again, I think he will end up making it through his match as well. So I have him making it to the round of 16 and then losing to Demon.
Okay.
Um, I have Fritz making it to the quarterfinals. For whatever reason, I have him taking out Musetti. So I guess
Oh,
I have Musetti taking out Arnaldi because we talked about that as a popcorn match. So I guess I'm
yeah.
just thinking these popcorn matches are going to spark these people into their mode so that they
Right.
play good tennis off the bat. And so
Right.
I have Musetti making it to the round of 16, but then I have Fritz taking him out to make the quarters.
Okay.
And the last one, which is so bizarre, and I don't know why I did this, but in the round of 16, I have Medvedev versus Tiafo. And I
Mm.
picked Tiafo to make it through.
All right.
Medvedev just had a baby. He, as we've talked about, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't know what Medvedev we're gonna get. If we get the normal Medvedev, Medvedev will for sure make it through.
Right. Right.
But I don't know. And I saw Tiafo, and I was just like, Francis is still kind of feeling himself on that U.S. Open run he had.
Hmm.
Maybe he can bring some of that new good tennis to 2025. So I just went
Right.
out there. I reached out there and I pulled Tiafo. So there you have it. I have Sinner, Demon, Fritz, and Tiafo.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, three of the four.
yeah.
So, um, now you take us
Oh
down
yeah.
that bottom half.
Okay, the bottom half. So I have Novak, of course, making it to the quarters. I have him actually taking out Lehechka. Lehechka's been
Hmm.
playing some good tennis of late, and so
Okay.
I just feel like he's going to battle his way through. So I have Lehechka. I
Okay.
have Alcaraz, of course, making it through. I have him beating Sebi Korda in the round of 16 to get there. The next matchup I have is once again our American. I have Tommy Paul actually making it to the quarters over FAA. So once again, that first round, I feel like that first round gonna get him right. He's gonna have to battle against Struff, and that's gonna get him right to get at least to the
Hmm.
round of 16. And then the last one, which is again one of my upsets, I have Zverev versus Feast. And I have Arthur Feast making it to his first quarterfinal of a Grand Slam.
Nice. I hope you are correct.
How about you, brother?
All right. So once again, three out of four.
Okay, okay.
I think you know which one we don't agree on. But I have Djokovic, and I have him taking out Dimitrov
Okay, okay.
because Djokovic has that kind of group of players that he's done that Jedi mind trick on,
Yeah,
and Dimitrov's in that group, and
he
so
certainly is. Yes.
he yeah. That will almost be a walkover.
Oh yeah.
It probably will be a retirement, as we know with Dimitrov. But anyway,
Right.
that shout out to you, DJ Madeline. Anyway, I do have Djokovic taking it, then meeting Alcaraz, but I
Uh-huh.
have Alcaraz getting there over Draper,
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Jack Draper.
I haven't seen how he's playing yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of his. I love his game. I just hadn't seen him yet in 2025. So I was like, is he going to be what I remembered him being? And
Right.
if he is, you're exactly right. I would have put him right there as well.
Yeah. I do agree with you with Tommy Paul
Okay.
making it. I have him coming through over Casper Ruud because this will be the first person that Casper will have to play that can keep the ball in play. Oh, did you look at his section? It's all these busters in there, and he's literally gonna make it there because he can keep the ball within the lines.
It is soft. Yeah. I think that's
You
honestly
know,
why I put FAA there as well, because it's like,
yeah,
but even him, anyway, go ahead.
right. So, and then I match you with the Zverev versus Feast,
Yeah.
but I went with Zverev for two reasons.
Okay.
Number one is best of five.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he took that L recently to Feast,
That
and
handshake.
seemed like he may have been a little salty initially. And we know Zverev loves to play the revenge game, and we also know his backhand is strong too.
Except
So,
against Taylor Fritz.
well, he's gonna take his revenge out on Feast, or even on that one. So that's why I went with Zverev instead of Feast. But like I said, I hope you're right. I hope it's Feast.
Yeah, no, I went against the grain on that one because my mind said Zverev, my heart said Feast, so I was like, I'm going with my heart on this one. But yeah, you're exactly right. The smart, if y'all doing betting and all that fun stuff, the smart move, of course, is Zverev. For sure.
I know we don't have the same four then now in the semifinals.
No.
Who do you?
Sure. You want me to say
Sure.
more?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, the semis, I have Sinner taking out Demon. I have Fritz taking out Tiafo, unfortunately, again.
Mm-hmm.
I have at the bottom the Clash, but I have Alcaraz getting past Djokovic. And I actually have Arthur Feast getting to his first semifinal as well.
I hope you're right, my brother. I hope you're right. I would love that.
How about you?
Well, where we're the same is I have Sinner making it to the semis over Demon.
Yeah.
I have Medvedev on his revenge tour over Fritz.
Okay. Gotcha.
Fritz had never beaten Medvedev before. He got that win, and Medvedev was like, okay, we need to just roll things back to the way they were. Make it like it was, Regina Bell.
There you go.
So then I've got Alcaraz coming through over Djokovic. Okay. I think it helps him playing Djokovic not in the finals, even though that hasn't been an issue either in the past. Right. And then I have Zverev coming through over Tommy Paul.
Gotcha. Very good. Yeah. So pretty close. Two of the four.
But I'm assuming we have the same finals.
Of course.
Which would be Sinner
versus
Alcaraz. Right.
You got it.
And I'm gonna just jump out here first on this. Once again, if you listen to our year-end show, look at me just like my show. Our year-end show, I predicted. I went out there on a limb. I said that Alcaraz was going to win the first three majors of this year, and then choke it out at the U.S. Open. And I saw that got eyebrows raised from our entire panel. But that's what I went with. So because of that, I am sticking with that, and I'm saying that Alcaraz is going to take out Sinner. He seems to have the edge on Sinner when it comes to the Grand Slam finals and the best of five matches. Yeah. Sinner has gotten the best of him in some of the 2 out of 3. But this is Alcaraz's kind of zone. Now, the other thing that I want to add to this, Alcaraz might not do anything else for the rest of the year. But if you have been listening to Carlos, he has said this is his singular goal for the year, is to win the Australian Open and to be the youngest man ever to have a career Grand Slam. I think a very motivated, determined Alcaraz is going to be difficult for anybody to beat. And like I said, he may go out here and get stolen on the rest of the year, but it's kind of like the whole Djokovic thing. His focus last year was that gold medal at the Olympics. I think it's going to be very similar for Alcaraz, that he is going to do everything in his power to win this, and I believe him.
I do as well, my friend, and that is why I also named Alcaraz as the winner. Like you said, I couldn't have said it any better. I think this is his singular focus. I think he is just like, I'm going to get this. And again, we've seen a very focused Alcaraz. He's still able to play at such a ridiculous level, but he brings that, kind of the shots, all the crazy shots, he brings that in. And when he needs to, he can do that. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's the Alcaraz that we're going to see this tournament. And I feel like
Yep.
he is going to ride the wave through this tournament. I really, really do. I really
Mm-hmm.
do.
I do. And you know what? Who would be stupid happy with an Alcaraz golf
Come on, man.
championship weekend?
Come on, man.
I would be very excited for 2025.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you this already. If it does happen, y'all better watch out for the French Open. Because somebody who we named as being the dominant factor nowadays, watch
Yep.
out. That's all I'm going to say. Watch
Yep.
out. Because confidence,
Yep.
ooh,
Yep.
fire. And speaking of fire, and I apologize, y'all, because y'all probably heard these alerts going off. We are in California. I am apparently in or close to a fire zone because they actually did say that they wanted us to evacuate. But then at the same time, it just came back and said, disregard the last evacuation warning. Because I was like,
Man.
I don't live near no damn fires. I was like, how it getting close to me?
Man, you better stick your head out the door, see what's going on out there.
Right? Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna drive around just to make sure. I'm be like, all right, I don't want to see nothing, no blaze. Because if it's close by, you better know I'm gonna pack up this car. I'm gonna be seeing you in a few hours.
Yeah, come on down, man. You can stay at the crib, man. It's got a little further to go to get down here.
Right?
You know?
Come on now. In any case, sorry, folks. But yeah, that is our review of Australia Open 2025 draws. Bryce, this is going to be an outstanding Grand Slam.
So looking forward to it. And, you know, we want to remind our viewers and listeners that we're going to be back halfway through the tournament to kind of do a midpoint, a mid-fortnight review. We'll take credit for some of these calls we made, and we'll act like the ones we didn't make them.
Exactly.
So please tune back in next week to catch that episode. So, Isaac, any final words from you before we sign off?
No, sir. I think we're good. We've held these people long enough. I've had a joy, as I always do, talking about this stuff with you, and can't wait for the mid-fortnight.
Absolutely. So with that, on behalf of the podcast, this has been your boy Bryce.
And this is your boy Isaac.
And we are Brothers on Tennis. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful fortnight.